Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Cimnanya on Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So this video is actually about an Asian woman who actually came out to say that Africa controls the world because Africa has the largest deposit of renewable resources and all that. And I think she ain't even lying. She is speaking the truth. And the fact that the Westerners actually built off their countries, off Black people, especially Africans, I don't think that is new. It's something that it is not a new something. We already know that. But the struggles I have is the fact that the leaders are for the Westerners. They are not doing enough for their citizens. And the fact that they allow them to come into the country and take away what they have from oil, gold, silver, cobalt, like a whole lot, cotton. There is nothing. All the minerals that there is nothing you cannot find in Africa. That's why when you look around, you see some countries or places where there are genocide going on and all that. The Westerners are milking them, sucking them off. Why they have leaders? You know what? Let's get into this video.
Africa controls the world because Africa has the largest deposits of non-renewable resources. Gas, oil, gold, silver, manganese, and coltan. Minerals that necessary to create an atomic bomb. And half of them are in Africa. There is no nuclear age without Africa. There is no solar age without Africa. There is no technological age without Africa. And China knows that. That's the reason why China wants to possess Africa. Because China is overpopulated and I've been there once. You think rush are in New York or rush are in DC is something? Go sit in China. It's overpopulated. China is #1 producer of cheap things. Clothes, materials, fabric, utensils, you name it. China is the Walmart of the planet. America will never be able to sabotage China because America is king of capitalism and China, on the other hand, is king of communalism. This is the reason why President of the Philippines took China as an ally for long-term goals. Who's gonna treat your country best? The Americans, the Russians, or the Chinese? None of them are gonna treat you well because they are all colonizers. Africa has no friends. They don't need one. And it is the same scenario of Palestine. They have a lot of resources, more than the country itself combined. And that's why there is a genocide. Whoever
As a white person, I have grown up in a society that has constantly fed me the narrative of a racial democracy. It has been ingrained in me since childhood that the United States is a land of equal opportunity for all, where anyone can achieve the American dream if they just work hard enough. I have been taught that racism is a thing of the past and that we now live in a post-racial society where everyone is treated equally regardless of their skin color. But as I have grown older, and become more aware of the reality around me, I have come to realize that this narrative is not only false, but also harmful. Racial democracy theory claims that the U.S. is a society where race does not matter, where everyone has an equal chance to succeed regardless of their racial background. This theory has been used by the ruling class to maintain the status quo and to justify the inequalities that exist in our society. It has created a false sense of harmony and progress while masking the underlying tensions and contradictions that threaten the stability and legitimacy of the system. By promoting this idea of a colorblind society, racial democracy theory ignores the systemic and institutionalized racism that continues to oppress people of color. Furthermore, this theory fosters a false sense of identity and solidarity while dividing and weakening the potential allies and partners that could challenge the status quo. By ignoring the different experiences and struggles of people of color, it erases their identities and perpetuates the idea of a homogeneous society where everyone is the same. This not only erases the rich cultural heritage and diversity of people of color, but it also prevents white people from acknowledging and understanding their privilege and role in perpetuating systemic racism. Racial democracy theory also promotes a false sense of morality and justice while justifying and rationalizing the oppression and domination of people of color. It paints a picture of a society where everyone is treated equally, but in reality, people of color face discrimination and violence on a daily basis. From police brutality to mass incarceration, the systemic racism that exists within our society is a direct result of the false narrative of racial democracy. As a white person, I have come to understand that I cannot be complicit in this harmful and false narrative. I cannot continue to believe that my country is a democracy when in reality it is a plutocracy controlled by the wealthy and powerful. I cannot turn a blind eye to the fact that the U.S. is a white supremacist society where the culture and values of the white majority are imposed on the rest of the population. And I cannot deny that race is still a major factor in determining one's life chances and outcomes.
So this is all I got from this, and still a lot of pump color people will still tell you that there is nothing like that, and they will tell you that they are not benefiting anything, it is not benefiting them, and they do not have any privilege and all of that. Then let's get back to the first video. The fact that most Western countries live off black people, especially Africans, it's something that I'm still trying to wrap my head around how African leaders, are allowing things like this to happen, and at the same time making life really very miserable or very hard for the people, for their own citizens. It's just the fact that they have so, because I feel like, how can you sell your own soul? You are for the Westerners. You do not want to see your own people progress. Rather, all the things that you are supposed to do for your own country, you allow the Westerners siphon most of the mineral resources, and then they are using it to establish and to build their own. And the people where they are stealing all this from are feeding from hand to mouth. I really hope that we wake up, because sometimes I ask myself, what is it like? What would life be without that? What would life be for Westerners without black people, without Africans? And that boils down to some certain things going on all over the world, like genocide happening and all that. Why are all those things happening? When they are invading people's countries, taking away their resources, and they know where they are supposed to invade. And when they get into there, that is the end of it. For how long is all this gonna keep happening? How long are the leaders going to continue to tap dance for the Westerners? Is it not high time? Is it not time? Is it not time already for you all to wake up? Because I feel like they are all sleeping. Because if you are not sleeping, where people I didn't know, it's really amazing how people are stealing from other people. And the people they are stealing from are still trying to find their places, trying to find their ground. And the ones taking away are out there, establishing, building, and making lives better for themselves. I think we really have a lot of questions and answers to do to ourselves, introspection and all that. But then I hope someday the leaders will wake up and know that, they are doing horrible things. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.